Imagine receiving a message from someone who seems friendly, charming, and completely normal. You agree to meet them for a casual date. You tell your friends you'll be home later, but that night, you disappear without a trace. No calls, no texts, no clues. For weeks, investigators searched desperately for answers. When police finally uncovered the truth, they discovered one of the most disturbing murder cases in modern American history. This is the true story of Sydney Loofe, a young woman whose search for love ended in tragedy. In 2017, Sydney Loofe was 24 years old. She lived in Lincoln, Nebraska. Friends described her as kind, funny, and full of life. She loved spending time with family and always looked forward to new adventures. Like millions of Americans, Sydney used dating apps to meet new people. One day, she matched with a woman named Bailey Boswell. The two exchanged friendly messages. Everything appeared completely normal. There were no obvious warning signs, no threats, no suspicious behavior. After chatting for several days, they decided to meet. Sydney was excited. Before leaving, she sent a Snapchat photo to a friend. She smiled. She looked happy. No one realized it would become the last known photo of her alive. That evening, Sydney walked out her front door, never knowing she would never return. The following morning, Sydney failed to show up for work. That wasn't like her. Friends tried calling, nothing. Her family called repeatedly, still nothing. As the hours passed, concern quickly turned into panic. Police launched a missing person investigation. Detectives retraced Sydney's final movements. Security cameras captured her arriving at Bailey Boswell's apartment. But there was one chilling detail. No camera ever showed Sydney leaving. Investigators knew this was no ordinary missing person case. Something terrible had happened. Police interviewed Bailey Boswell. She claimed everything had been normal. According to her, Sydney had simply left after their date, but investigators noticed inconsistencies in her story. Then they met Bailey's boyfriend, Aubrey Trail. Trail had an extensive criminal history. He appeared calm, almost too calm. As detectives dug deeper, they uncovered disturbing evidence linking the couple to multiple fake online identities. Investigators began to suspect Sydney hadn't been randomly attacked. They believed she had been deliberately targeted. Search teams combed fields, roads, and wooded areas. Volunteers joined police. Days turned into weeks. Then investigators discovered critical evidence: cell phone records, GPS data, surveillance footage, digital messages. Each clue pointed back to Bailey Boswell and Aubrey Trail. Finally, in a rural area outside Lincoln, investigators made the discovery they had feared: human remains. DNA testing confirmed the heartbreaking truth. The remains belonged to Sydney Loofe. Her family finally had answers. But those answers came with unimaginable pain. Prosecutors spent months assembling evidence. Digital forensics became one of the strongest parts of the investigation. Investigators reconstructed timelines using cell towers, location history, internet activity, surveillance videos. Every digital footprint narrowed the timeline. Every piece of evidence strengthened the case. Prosecutors argued the murder had been carefully planned. The defense denied those claims. The stage was set for a trial that would capture national attention. Inside the courtroom, prosecutors presented witness testimony, forensic evidence, and digital records. Then, something happened that stunned everyone present. During the proceedings, Aubrey Trail suddenly stood up and injured himself in the courtroom. Chaos erupted. Deputies rushed toward him. Medical personnel responded immediately. After receiving treatment, the trial continued. Despite the dramatic interruption, the evidence remained overwhelming. The jury ultimately found Bailey Boswell and Aubrey Trail guilty. Justice had finally been served. Sydney Loofe was simply looking for companionship. Instead, she became the victim of a carefully planned crime. Her story reminds us that while technology makes meeting new people easier than ever, it also requires caution. If you ever meet someone you've only spoken to online, always meet in a public place. Tell someone exactly where you're going. Share your location with a trusted friend. Small precautions can make a life-saving difference. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy respectful, fact-based true crime documentaries, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories every week. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and take care of one another.